Hello everybody and welcome to this short video blog on the importance of angles in stage combat. I wanted to share with you a couple of things that I've been looking at with the cast of Warhorse at the New London Theatre in the last few weeks. I've been running refresher workshops there in stage combat for the members of the cast. And one of the things that we've been really focusing on is the responsibility of the actor to get the angles right when performing anything from the most complicated fight sequence to the most simplest of techniques. Actors are frequently called upon to do very short and simple techniques that wouldn't constitute an entire fight scene, but might be just a slap, for example. Now this is usually the first thing you learn in a stage combat class because it sets up the principles for all of the more advanced techniques. But it's one of the most difficult things to actually pull off in the moment. One of the difficulties about performing stage fights is that they often come at the most climactic moments of the story, and the danger is that you get so caught up in the moment of your character that you forget your technical brain has to be alive and switched on. In film or television, of course, it's easy to move the camera around, so we can have different angles for different moves, and we can set it up from shot to shot and line it up, do multiple takes to make sure it's perfect each time. But of course, on stage in a live performance, not only is it the actor's responsibility to get the angles right in relationship to the audience, they also only have one chance to get each move right as the fight sequence flows along. All too frequently, of course, it's easy to get so caught up in the moment of the character that you forget this technical awareness. Let's just have a look at a couple of clips just so that you know what I mean when I'm talking about the angles in stage combat. In this clip, we're in profile, which is just so that you can see what we're doing here. You can see that there's a nice, comfortable, safe amount of distance between my hand and Anna's face. I'm not hitting her for real. And the way we're going to pull this illusion off is not by getting any closer, but simply by altering the angle. Now you can see in this clip, we've changed the angle. We've not moved the camera, incidentally, so we're treating the camera a little bit more like the audience. We've just turned the actors around. So here you can see I'm doing exactly the same thing. I've not actually got any closer to Anna. I've just changed the angle so that you can no longer see the airspace, the gap between my hand and her face. So if we bring that up to speed and add the sound, something which we call a nap, then you can see that the whole thing comes off reasonably nicely. It also works the other way round. We can put Anna's back to the camera and now you'll see it's more or less the same illusion. Now you've seen that work with a slap, you can see that it works for various other techniques. So you'll see me adjusting the actors here so that this technique works and so that this technique also works with the angles. Here's another example. I have no idea what the guy in the background's doing. And here's one more example. Now you may have noticed that in this clip one of the actors stamps her foot on the ground. This is in fact a mistake and is not part of the technique, and the way we're creating that sound is by using the other actor who hits her hand against her chest as she does the move. As I said before, we call these sounds naps, and in the next video blog we'll be looking at this area in a little more detail. That's all for now. I'm going to leave you with this clip which shows that no matter quite how hard you work in your stage combat, there's always a chance that someone else will upstage you.
We're done 5 nights and tomorrow's free. I say tomorrow's free, and it seems to me that in the morning there's no sleep, but I can't keep myself from wondering. Next night happened down in Montreal, and when it rains, I guess it pours. So I say when it rains.